Hello, hello, hello. It is another Puzzle Wednesday. First proper bracket of 2023 and also first proper bracket of tournament series Majidoro Masters 2. Your year 2 of the Magical Drop 3 League. With me on comms tonight, I have birdup
Hello, everybody.
and Deka Fumo Death Cult.
Hello.
We're not going to hop straight into bracket call because I'm going to give birdup a little bit of a platform to talk about how the events are going to be run for the next few months. So, what do you
Yeah,
got?
thank you, Juicy. So if you know me, I'm birdup. I run a lot of our magical drop scene here for the tournament side of things. We ran last year to much success, Majidoro Masters 1. We had a series of qualifying tournaments where players had to earn placement points via their standings of the tournament to have access to our invitational top 8 finale for the top 8 players in the world. So here we're going to follow the same format. Last year we had some auto invites. This year we're avoiding that. We're going to have everybody qualify through the strength of their performance in bracket. And this is how the points are going to break down. If you're playing in a global tournament, kind of like this one, first place is worth 15 points, second place 10, third place 7, so on and so forth. You can see it in the screen. If you're playing in a regional tournament, if there's like an IRL tournament that happens that you want to get qualified for this event, or if you are maybe playing in one of the EU tournaments we're likely to have just because of the time zone difference and these Puzzle Wednesday tournaments being harder to make, the placement points for that, due to their nature and their gated style, is first place 4 points, second place 2, and third place 1 point. At the end of May, we will invite the top 8 point getters for our finale that happens in June. And we'll seed those players not on points at that point, but by normal seeding based on previous standings. So I hope you're looking forward to it. We have a nice, juicy prize pool lined up for the final in June as well. I dropped in $200 of my own money. There is a match arena that you can go and contribute to yourself if you'd like to. There's free ways to contribute cash if you follow the match arena quests. Really easy to just chip in $1 or $2 by clicking some links and like watching a video or two. And know that I would really appreciate it, and all of the competitors would really appreciate it as well. So just as a reference, last year, through the strength of the community and through Match Arena, we reached a prize pool of $500 that was split amongst our top 8. And this year, I'm hoping to at least reach or exceed that. So let's see how we do.
All
I
right.
think that covers it. Everything else for Majidoro Masters works pretty much the same this year. Everything's going to be double elimination. Unlike last year, we had some funny tournament structures, mostly due to me. But this year, it's going to be strictly double elimination all the way through. Keep things really simple. Normal rules that we play with for all of our other tournaments: start magician, best 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5 rounds. So I hope we're going to have a good time, and it's going to be great.
I am also going to say we do have a Nightbot command, exclamation Matcherino, for any point leading up to June. So, check it out. Redeem your coupon codes, throw a little money towards play your pot here, and have a good time. With that,
so the Match Arena, like you said, is up from now to June. I'll rotate out the sponsor quests at some point during this period, so that you can go back in and add some more to the prize pool, and we'll make sure that none of them run out over the course of the fundraising period.
all right, and with that, we're going to switch to our tournament screen and get this underway. Who do we have up first for bracket? I believe, from what we had routed, we should have Notester and Susu 1, or Susurita? Kind of interesting.
I've called them Susu, yeah.
I'm interested to see this one because Note is definitely a player who's really all in on Puzzle Wednesday, hangs out, plays friendlies in a lot of different games, but it's interesting to see where his fortes lie, given that they play everything. He's one of those people.
I think Note had like a really good run last time I saw them as well, in either Puzzle Wednesday or like the last maybe random select tournament we ran. And they had some upset victories.
No, we take those. Like, outside of maybe Money Puzzle, everyone in this kind of hits hard. Top players are not stratified, but to make an upset, you have to put in the elbow grease.
Yeah. This is probably one of, if not the most stacked brackets of Magical Drop that I've seen in a very long time. So,
Love to start out strong.
yeah, if you're going to make a splash tonight, it's quite the night to do it.
I don't know the last time I had a seed over 10.
So I see that they
Believe
have
in yourself.
mashed up. Oh, my fight Kate's acting weird. There we go. So Susu, I've never seen them play in tournament before. So I've played with them a fair amount. They're really good.
Okay.
But I think this is the first bracket that they're actually entering. So excited to see how they make a run when like there's a little bit more on the line.
Yeah, that first tournament match when you're like 2-2, it's definitely a feeling.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think we have certain players that we know in the community, play better under the gun, and certain people that, do their best work in friendlies. And we'll see where Susu kind of falls in this one.
I don't know. People that perform better in tournaments scare me.
Yeah.
Leonid.
Yeah.
Literally, the bracket demon just gets better and better every time they play in bracket.
Yeah. I think Leonid's also one of our foremost just like grinders. I always see them in the lobby. If I get like a random notification during the middle of the day, it's probably them. Okay, so Nestor hanging in there. Neither of these rounds have gone to quota just yet, so let's see if they can shake off some of these jitters. Oh, Note using that the power orb on yellow, but there wasn't very much, if any, yellow on the board. I think they cleared just 2 additional orbs with it.
My heart.
What I think happened there too was that Notester was trying to mash move because I heard the squeaking noise come out, and I think they missed one of the yellow orbs as they passed it, and didn't have enough to actually drop what they were holding.
Okay.
So it's kind of the risk of the mash move when you're trying to get over there.
I think in that match in particular, it looked like Note really tripped up once enough of the damage hit in, where center column only goes up 1, while the ones adjacent to it go up 2. So suddenly, if you have a line that you could wipe out in 1 move, no, you don't.
Yeah. Once those backlines kind of get misaligned, it gets a lot harder to clear that pattern. Oh, Notester with a nice job there, waiting out the ice and using yellow to clear it, which tends to, just like the shape of Sun's pattern, or like the distribution of the colors, yellow and blue tend to be the best colors to clear ice with here. Oh, I also just realized that Deka is playing Scherzo right now, so that's why he's not on commentary with us.
Well, that's what happens when commentators are also, like,
Yeah.
pretty hardy competitors. That's why I'm here.
Thank you for doing us all the service.
Yeah. I can bully people at locals. That's enough for me.
Yeah. Not so many people are fortunate to have that local scene they could go and bully.
True. I can't take it for granted.
Okay, both players here, pretty neck and neck in quota. Oh, see. Notester opening up a little bit of a lead. They just need to not die. There's like one or two extra moves there. They could have just put the yellow back.
Yeah.
It would have been fine.
Like, I really... Notester seems to be doing pretty good. It's just when contested with, like, Center Spire. managing that seems to be generally what's going to kneecap him into a round loss. Like,
one of the other things I've kind of oh yeah, okay, yeah, they're probably dead there.
Yeah.
Okay, Susu up 2-0. One of the other things I'll notice, and I don't know if that's necessarily the case here, but sometimes you're used to playing a certain character a certain way, knowing that the other person's either not gonna send you a lot of trash or is gonna send you a lot of trash. And then when you play somebody whose strategy is the other side of things, it gets really disconcerting to try to keep track of your stack. So
How
I think
often
one
do you think
example
that actually
is,
happens?
So my biggest example is Mexico plays Magician just way different than everybody else, it feels like. Specifically, Butz and Templanza send a lot more pressure when I play against them on those characters than a lot of the other players do.
You know what? Yeah, no, I remember that now.
Yeah, so it's like a player-to-player thing, and sometimes your style just is a weird matchup with the other person's. Oh, notes are going to quote on High Priestess.
Okay. I mean, that's honestly respectable given the character.
Yeah. Not an easy pattern.
Cashing greens early.
So here's a character, though, where we said before they've been struggling with the middle column. The middle column is like a really key column on High Priestess, because that's the one where you're going to be able to get the back lines that come in straight. So if you can kind of keep that middle column open and then strategically drop the right color in it, you'll get a lot easier of clears than you would if you were just kind of dealing with the spires that she sends.
Ooh, that one was a
spires are scary,
self-pile.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, it's almost a little disheartening to see, because, like, Note is clearly, on some level, schmoovin' a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But usually when it comes to damage accepts, that's when the trip and fall happens. Oh,
yeah,
holding
again,
on to the yellow.
Trying to schmoove a little too hard there. Alright, so Susu going to take it 3-0. It's going to proceed in our bracket.
Okay. What do we
I
have
will
up
likely
for
be summoned soon. Might be me? Where's the bracket manager? There we go. Yeah. So it should be me.
It should be. Oh, yep.
Yeah, I think...
looks to be the case.
Yeah, I was saying no shame for Note there. Susu, despite it being their first tournament, is a very formidable opponent who I expect to make a pretty good run and definitely has a shot to like qualify for our finale. Note, I think it's going to have a pretty good look at losers bracket, right? Like they played that match well, and I think they still have a good shot. Okay, so I will challenge.
Lucky!
And now I play Lady of Creation. I don't know if I've ever played this person before. Somebody out of Brazil.
Oh, we all know at Puzzle Wednesday how people we've never heard of out of Brazil tend to go.
No one's ever been mysterious and from Brazil and done well before. That's certainly the case. Oh, I was marked as away. Did not realize that. Let me send them a challenge. Okay, so they sent me the challenge. I am accepting now.
Okay. Deka, are you still in a match?
Yeah. Not going so hot, but
just casually dipped into chocolate. It's like,
I forgot to mute myself,
No, you're good.
so I figured I could add some color commentary as I'm dying.
We'll love to hear it. Oh, we're gonna have to flex my muscles on this one. Okay. All clear item, definitely kind of giving birdup a pretty solid quota lead here.
Yeah, Lady of Creation not really handling the garbage well at all from birdup.
Like, there's some fundamental understanding, like, the game and how chain is working, but, like, there's far more button presses going on Lady Creation's side than it probably needs to at this point.
Yeah, and Magician especially is one of those characters where timing is really important because of the way Magician's garbage works. Since the garbage comes up flat at first and then spikes after, if you clear it when it's still flat, you can clear all of it at once. But once it's spiked up, then you have the fun checkerboarding problem of single orbs everywhere to clear.
Okay. So we're gonna see what first counterpick is. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to take birdup to something that he's gonna struggle with here. That A did not materialize from nowhere. Dang, a lot of High Priestess tonight. The Girls with Glasses crowd is clearly eating well tonight. Okay, birdup hanging on to that rainbow for a rainy day. Doesn't even need it. Yellow item to dig down to. The fact that birdup's gonna be sending garbage means that Lady Creation might not even get it. Nope, okay. Jeez. Very, very generous with the items on starting seed here.
birdup just taking advantage of it, pulling all the way down.
It's the right thing to do.
And then just all clearing his board once, then right away again.
Yeah, it looked like he had another power up on deck, too.
Look, the answer I want to see is Fool.
I don't know, you don't want to bring birdup to Fool. He won the Fool bracket.
True, but like as just personal entertainment, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, fair enough. Fool is one of the best ways to throw someone off their rhythm, for sure.
Can we talk for a minute how the shading on Empress's hand to give it like a stereoscopic 3D is deeply unsettling looking sometimes?
The shading on her what?
Her hand, to give it like a sort of stereoscopic 3D effect there.
Oh.
Uncanny. Anyway, back to Matt. Look, you need to share it. You need to see it because now you never won't. Okay. birdup again, kind of like drawing, getting real lucky with item draws here, and the fact that he's drawing and going much faster in tempo means he's just going to capitalize and landslide even faster. It's like her fingers grow.
Shoutouts to whoever animated it, though. Like, it's unnaturally fluid.
Man, that's a hard 3-0.
And birdup is not a player who's going to see an upset very early in bracket.
I think one of the hardest things for being a player who's, up and coming and having to play against me is that most of the time if somebody's killing you on pressure, your answer is to go down the tier list. Except I'm good at all of the quota characters. And I'm like a lot better at all the quota characters than I am at the pressure ones. So you can't go to a higher tier character because I'll just kill you again. And you can't go to a lower tier character because I'm great at quota. So it's just, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place of who do you even pick?
Again, gonna emphasize that A didn't come from nowhere.
It's true.
You just gotta master lovers. That's the secret.
Yeah, I mean, Lovers is in that weird tier of like it's a quota character, but it also gets wonky. That maybe that's your shot.
I do want to single out, laml has claimed that the full meta has evolved since the full bracket. Do you guys have feelings on that?
I won the full bracket by not paying attention to the traditional meta, so who knows?
You know, I suppose that is an evolution.
Yeah.
Alright, what are we looking at for next match?
I think I did lose to laml at full earlier today, so he might be right.
He might have the secrets.
He might have the sauce.
Looks like we're still waiting for some round 2 matches to finish up. I think the next match that's going to get called will be match 18. It's almost ready.
I'm curious about this Butts and Ty. It's been going on for a while. Is Ty
cooking?
upset? Who knows? Is Ty cooking?
Look. Next match hasn't been called. We can peek our nose in, see what's going on there.
Peek in there.
Yeah, I regret to inform you he is not cooking.
No. Look, you could take a round. He took a round. Let's go.
He took a round.
There we go.
Okay. This is how it starts.
It might be a case of Ty has dragged it all the way to quota on a bunch of really slow to quota characters.
It could be, yeah.
Ty's definitely come a long way in this game.
Yeah.
Ty plays at the New York locals too.
That would go a long way in explaining it.
Yeah. When the only people you play are basically me and Xerxes, then
like I've really been assistant for a long time. I still believe like if you have strong panel to pawn fundamentals, you can snap to this game faster than others.
Yeah, I mean I think Guckiwummpus is a good example there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's a panel player, came in, does pretty well at these events. Has some upset wins. Another person who I think has a pretty strong shot at qualifying if they show up to enough events.
Character's so hard to play for quota efficiently.
Yeah.
You just make all these 3 matches over and over again, and it feels like you're never making any progress.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Anyway, we love you, Ty. Thanks for letting us watch the end of your game.
Big props to Ty though. Making it to quota on World is no simple feat.
Nice.
So it looks like we have to
forward to having to play Ty in losers bracket now. He's come on quota on World.
Yeah.
Okay, stream match call is going to be Scherzo and Butzbb.
Oh god, that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
I feel like the minute we get to this like top 8 winners, or like the winners top 16, I guess, whatever, the 8 people who are still in winners, all of these matches are going to be bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, our bracket is ridiculously stacked today.
Yeah. I am kind of scared of playing Susu in bracket, so we're gonna see. We only ever play tournament edition against each other, so I just smash the random button. I don't actually know who I'm gonna counterpick to.
Ty is famous for Ty waiting room. No matter the circumstance, he will make you wait. You know what? Good quality to have. A lot of tournament stuff, like, I feel is underrated and it's easier online, but, like, we all know we're playing for endurance here.
So I am playing Susu now, actually.
Ooh. Well, best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. Let me find them, and I'll mute you guys, because I'm probably going to need to really lock in here.
I like how Guckiwummpus is going to retroactively, apply for Majidoro Masters 1. Love to see you in top 8 back in 2021. They are talking with each other, and I wish we had Trash Boat here. Because I cannot translate.
Go Gadget, Google Translate.
Okay, here we go, for glory. Alrighty then. Got a real shonen protagonist energy here. Alright, are they up finally? Yes, they are.
To follow up on what birdup said about sending garbage, if you like pay attention to birdup's combo counter, it like almost never goes past 2. I mean, it's gonna go past 2 because he just got a power orb, but he very rarely does extended chains on this character, and the South Americans and the Central Americans really like to go in on Magician, and game for that the fact that this pattern, when you only send like 3 or 4 lines, gets really nasty really fast. If you can get one board state where their board is out of alignment and yours is in line, it's almost a guaranteed win. Because you're just going to shoot 50 quota ahead of them almost instantly. Alright, birdup doing a very good job conserving the center lines here. Fills up his board for the power orb, but doesn't get a single green. The reds stay in line though, so no real loss. Still a little bit ahead on tempo. Oh, this is going to be huge. That's a 3-board, 5-line clear. Or a 3-chain, like, 5-line clear. And wins it on pressure.
Do you think Butz is ever going to become the same grade of monster that he is in Money in this game?
In this game, I don't think... I think, Rudolph and Juanpa are too good and still active to let Butz, like, run away and be that far ahead of everyone else. But he's definitely done a fantastic job becoming, like, one of the top players already.
Especially given, like, he really only played Money before this.
I think it's easier to go from Money to Magical Drop than the other way around. Because the chaining is a lot more lenient in this game, and so it's a little easier in the sense that it's more forgiving to pick up. Mm-hmm. You get to access the high level play sooner if you're coming from Money.
I think I know what you mean.
It's like switching to 2 Money from Magical Drop, you don't get half a second to float your orbs. So you immediately, like, your whole chaining methodology has to change.
You just gotta know.
If you're good at chaining and Money, you're automatically going to be good at chaining.
Ooh, first violence of the night. What are we going with in terms of hidden characters?
Oh boy.
All of that to pick Empress again? Dang.
Alright, let's see if we see some funny quotas on the quota character. Good old Father Strike. Birdup going for red on the all clear, doing a good job reading that the second column had a lot of inaccessible reds in it. So I think that was a pretty smart play. But gets tangled up trying to deal with all of those greens. Susu just cranking out those two chains.
Wait, buddy.
What?
You're watching the wrong
Am I
match.
watching the wrong
Yeah,
game?
stream is
We're on
Butts and
Butts
Scherzo.
Oh. Wow, that explains a lot.
You think I'm just talking about Butts randomly?
I was wondering why you were mentioning Empress.
So, for competitive magical drop, the reason that we do mirror matches is functionally there's about 2 or 3 characters that are so oppressive in this that you may as well be picking them just cause. There's no reason not to. But we figure that in mirror matches, certain character matchups focus on different skill sets, thus you can have people that main certain characters as like a level select. But this is a preventative feature to not see Father's strength only and forever.
Yeah, you would pretty much only see Father's strength. His pattern is just way too strong. Right, very good solve on the start from Butz. That's one of the funnier starts that comes up a lot, and he did a really good job handling that big blue block and setting up the double chains afterwards.
I do want to take a second to explain just a little bit about how the tier system tends to break down in mirror matches, and that's you have characters that will win by one of 3 measures. Some characters tend to lean by winning by chain pressure and top outs. Certain characters are almost impossible to die by damage, so it turns into a quota race, and you'll have certain characters that blur that line a little bit. So
yeah,
you
so the
kind
big
of do have
difference
like
between
a
all the
magic
characters is they have completely different patterns. Like, if you look at the center of the board, they're mirrored. So on Butz's side, Empress pushes more down the right side than the left side, and on Scherzo's it's going to be the opposite. You get a big spire on the left, and then it'll be flat on the right. And then also on top of the characters having different shapes to their pattern, they also send different colors of orbs and different colors of ice as well. One of the things that make World and Empress's patterns so difficult is none of the ice is clear, so you have to make sure that you're matching it to the correct color every time.
Yeah, you can definitely end up with a decent counter-pick system where you can go with characters that will play to your own strengths or against others' weaknesses.
Yeah, World is a good example of a character where you can play pretty close to either way. A lot of the top players run World as a quota character and will almost opt to send less pressure to make her getting to quota more difficult for your opponent.
Something, anyone can be a quota character if you just play good enough.
Yeah, kind of.
That being said, that's a high bar to clear.
There's also some of the quota characters you don't play like quota characters, and some of them you do. Like, if you're going to quota on tower, you're probably not two-chaining. Or you're probably two-chaining anyway, I mean. Because, like, you're just playing off the fact that you can make 2 chains, and if you game the ice correctly, those 2 chains are just also massive shots towards your quota counter.
I've returned from the war.
How did it go?
The war that I was commentating, but nobody else was watching.
That's because it wasn't a stream match.
Yeah.
It was 3-0, but it was close though. Every game went to round 5.
Fair enough. Butz is playing pretty commandingly, which, you know, isn't the most terrible surprise, but...
But Scherzo's no slouch. I've had to start telling people to seed Butz over me, though. He's been beating my butt.
One quota.
Oh, one quota. Okay.
Scherzo stole game 5, round 1.
Yeah.
Or game 1, round 5 from me by 1 quota.
Wait, so were you commentating my match while the stream was watching this one?
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong match. Because they started at the same time, and so we were both talking about magicians, so I didn't realize I was wrong until they went to Empress, and you went to Father's Strength, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Or Juicey was like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay. That's the second 1-0 quota loss for Butz in a row. Gee, okay.
Oh, Scherzo's got his A? I didn't saw that.
Yeah. That being said, like, even when Scherzo's at advantage, it's still really dubious in this matchup.
They actually had the opportunity, and Butz still has it, to... Well, they're not going to do it. But to clone that ice orb, or the rainbow orb. Because you have the clear ice that you normally don't get on this character, because it's round 5. I did that in my match, too. I cloned Rainbow Orb on Hermit at the end, because it just happened to be round 5 and we got it.
That's a good way to get a leg up on a character with a really difficult pattern.
Yeah.
Having an extra power-up or 3 or 4 on a pattern as awful as Hermit is...
Almost necessary.
It's almost an unfair advantage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Scherzo. Didn't see how Butz died there. I know he went off the board, but I didn't see which column.
I think it was 2.
I think he didn't make it over, and he put 2 orbs into column 2 and died instantly.
Okay.
Hey, Deka, it's your guy.
It's my guy.
This is the Butz guy too. It's the money puzzle guy.
Yeah, he's got the flat pattern that's awful and confusing, so he really is the money puzzle character.
But all of the money puzzle players go to him. Butz, laml goes here. Twinkler goes here.
Yeah, I mean, like, even...
You go here.
I honestly would, the more I play this game. It's like...
Since birdup is back, I'm gonna go play my match against Ty.
Go for
even
it.
though my guy is on stream.
Oh, boy, Butz.
Maybe it'll give me the power I need.
Could be. But, like, out of all the magical drop characters, like, this is the most legible board start to me as, like, a money player.
Hey, birdup, what was the result for your match? Who
Oh,
won?
sorry, it was 3-0 me.
3-0, you got it.
Yes, 3-0.
Yeah, he didn't specify at the time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I want to ask in the middle of set.
I would have sounded a lot sadder if I came back and had lost.
You know what? Fair.
I do
But
this
you
thing
know,
where I-
you could have been staying humble. I don't know.
Well, I like to do that, you know, because I think everybody who can beat me works super hard to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to give them the credit, right? I don't want to look angry, but then I'll, like, log off after the tournament and be like, actually, I'm sad about this. I've decided that I am upset.
No, I get that. You keep the nice production face on until it's like, time to decompress.
It is a legitimate, like, I do feel good for them, but also then I feel bad for me afterwards.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, this definitely feels okay. Never mind.
There you go, Scherzo.
It feels good to be able to, like, you know, I feel like given the pick counter pick system, it makes a reverse 3-0 a lot harder because you're playing on their terms for the rest of the set. So if you can take someone on their character, feels pretty fantastic.
Pick there. Ooh, Butz with like an overshot on one of the columns and leaving like a really unfortunate stranded orb. Right in the middle, too. Okay, Scherzo trying to make a comeback here on a counter pick. Ooh, Butts on the wire here. Okay, he should be okay to get down from this, though. Sometimes the best thing to do on these high-tier characters is just, like, kill time. So that your brain can catch up and, like, actually get you a route out of there.
I was gonna say, you arguing for stalling strats here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he was close. The orbs were in flight. But 3-1 for Butts over Scherzo.
Hey, went down swinging at least.
Yeah, I think, speaking of that, like, kind of stalling strat thing, it's something that I'm going to be trying tonight in general, is just, like, playing the high-tier matchups slower. Like, I don't... The amount of people who get to quota on those strongest characters is small. So, like, I'd rather go slow and let them mess up than try to beat them to quota, which might not happen, and get myself killed.
Fair enough. We have
Very viable strategy.
We have our next stream match called. It's going to be Wampa and Butts staying in the hot seat.
Butts. Back to back. No, Scherzo lost his A rank. And Butts got it. Oh. Wow. Just the juggling of the A ranks here.
It could easily be handed back tonight. The dust has not settled tonight.
Yeah. Just there's barely enough ELO to go around.
Especially since the decay.
Yeah. When I log on and I see that message, and I'm like, ooh, who's going to be the unlucky victim for me?
Alright.
I think both of those players are very, very deserving of an A. So I hope Scherzo gets it back. I think by this summer, if people are playing consistently without the decay, like, we're gonna see at least 5 or 6 people in the A range. I guess we're at 5 now, but we'll see maybe 6 or 7 in that A range. I think if Tumplanza was still active, they would have a really good shot at it. I think Scherzo probably deserves it at this point too.
Okay, do we have them going yet? Or are you just going to keep laughing in fight cave chat? How dare.
Classic. Did you call? I'm gonna.
Yeah, match has been called and they've already reacted, so just waiting for him to get in game.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed Butts is definitely a little bit chatty between sets. I get it. Ooh, Final Fantasy V reference. Anyway, but I get it. You can definitely want to buy time instead of be like, oh, great, I have to play immediately again.
Butts is like that in the game, though, too. He talks to you, like, during your set.
You're right, yeah.
Buddy, come on.
Look, that's just the mind games. He just, like, mid-set tap you on the shoulder. He's like, hey, you doing all right now, buddy? You having a good time? I'm having a good time.
You know he's always having a good time.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
This man upset.
Very, very passionate about the games that he plays.
Okay, he's gotta see if he can defend his newfound A from Wampa.
I personally love to trade the A around the room for the night.
Well, there's no getting rid of Wampa and Rudolph's A. I don't know. You'd have to have like an apocalyptic event for the two of them to lose that.
Yes, critical _ effect. Good times are being had. Okay.
So I think for these two players, if there's anybody who probably could take a set off Wampa outside of Rudolph and me on the best day of my life, is probably Butts. And they play a very similar set of characters. All of Latin America be loving those high tiers, and the two of them especially are pretty damn good at them.
Given that he's just the starter pick, where does Magician fall in the scheme of things?
On the list, like tier list?
Yeah.
He's like pretty much
Low
smack
mid.
in the middle. Yeah.
It's mid to low mid.
Yeah.
Dang, because I find him scary. That's because, like, I would fall to the same thing that happened in Note, where, like, nah, Sentry Spire, Road Shift, nope.
Yeah, he's on the side of characters that I think, like, if you're playing somebody at your level, more likely than not you're going to quota, but you still definitely could die if you mess up.
I mean, look, that makes her good neutral.
Quota leaning. Yeah. Because there's still a way to be punished if you mess up, but unless something drastic happens, like, you normally can recover from most mistakes.
I do like seeing Butts essentially wait sometimes for to accept damage, and then it will shift back into line formation and capitalize on that.
Yeah. You'll see Wampa do that too. He had this whole entire thread that he posted in the Magical Drop Discord a while back.
Butts lost that game because he chained one too many times.
Going to violence.
Wampa made this whole entire post about damage acceptance on Magician in particular, and it's actually one of the few times where using the middle column of Magician feels useful. A lot of the times, if you play like me, I strictly try to stick to the sides of the board for Magician, because I'm trying to get those straight lines to the back. But if you're patient with the damage acceptance, you can find value in the middle.
Yeah, Magician has the same blue column that Moon that Xerxian found on Moon. That's really useful for getting through if you get like a big punch of ice.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting seeing like some of the similarities between mid and high and low tier characters. Like, some of them aren't that different from one another when it comes to like the pattern of garbage that you're getting, and there's like carryover strategies between tiers for some of them, if you know who's who.
So wait a second, is Father Strength a quota character now?
If you look at him sideways.
Well, Wampa's there.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, god.
The quota?
They could have kept going too. We could have put them at 250 quota, they would have still gone.
birdup, can I have a moment for a hot take?
Yeah, sure.
I bless whoever did the sound design for the Japanese version of this game. I'm sorry, I do not mind the quote-unquote North American bios. Give me Cuidado any time of the day.
Cuidado?
This
I
is
like Cuidado. Some of the other ones are bad.
Because, like, this
this
has a couple of really bad characters. It's like, speaking of
go
which...
see the other one, yeah?
Yeah, huh?
It's like Tower, Father Strength, Emperor, all kind of annoy me, yeah? I'm not in disagreement there.
I'm just like, that's playing mind games. It's the psychological warfare, and,
I mean,
who thought this was a good idea?
I don't know if you were in chat a while back when I was making, like, the music tier lists and was ready to just, like, absolutely go to town on some of the songs in this game. Specifically, one of my favorite characters in the game, Sun, in terms of playing them, their song, unlistenable. Just absolute garbage. I don't play as them in Tournament Edition because I have to hear their song. I'll just pick somebody else. Doesn't matter.
That's hilarious. Yes, Gabe, I know you like him. You can just drag a cinder block outside of your house and get the same effect.
Maybe that was the Foley they used. Who knows?
I believe it.
I do. If it's a person, I really want to see the recording session of somebody standing in the the sound booth making these noises.
So it's not often we've done highlight reels on the Puzzle Wednesday YouTube channel, but around this time last year for qualifiers for first Majidoro Masters, we've seen quota wins on some top tiers here.
Yeah.
I would recommend checking that back out, but worst comes to worst, you're
good
probably
video.
going to see it this year too.
Yeah. That was still when, like, I feel like it was, like, really new to a lot of us. Seeing Father Strength quotas still kind of rare. But that was, like, when it was very novel.
That was the moment, like, yes, God can bleed, but now it's like, it's still rare, but it's in the realm of possibility. It's happened before.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get that magic 100% back.
I can't watch that video because I'm the person getting the Father Strength quota in it, and then I knew that I lost that set still.
No. Just clip the surrounding moments out of your mind. Just remember that one.
I lost Father Strength. I couldn't even win that character.
Yeah, you won around my quota. That's all that matters.
It was nice. I have to play Rudolph.
The
now.
moral victory, as we call it.
Oh no, we take the moral victory every time.
Okay.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you. So let's Rudolph. Oh, it's my turn. Come on, buddy.
All right, birdup, I believe.
I don't know how it works out. It just there's some sort of ebb and flow of my seed and Wampa and Rudolph trading victories that just always sends me into Rudolph. I have to play him like 80% of the time and Wampa maybe 20% of the time. Okay, anyhow, I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, they're calling that destiny or good seeding.
The Wheel of Fate.
Bad seeding, Wheel of Fate, Wheel of Fate.
The Wheel of Fortune.
You guys don't know how hard it is to seed all this when everyone's obnoxiously good. Like,
Yeah.
C ranks could still body anyone who's like playing on the cab at FGC majors nowadays. Full stop.
All right, Rudolph getting a pretty good execution on
they're already in there.
his power orb. But birdup getting these huge back lines. And with a little bit of proper garbage acceptance, like he was talking about earlier, I think he's got the leg up on quota. Yep. Yeah, birdup, not taking this 4th seed lying down. Looking for an upset. Though I don't want to jinx it. Alright, both players pulling all the way up. We'll see. Looks like Rudolph had a much better solve on that initial board, though.
People talking about where they're thinking of tarot-influenced characters. It's like, you know, DNF Duel, JoJo. Now my brain is absolutely on House of the Dead lately. I got Type and Dead. Fantastic time.
Oh, like the old arcade game?
Uh-huh.
So that's one of the light gun games,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh. It's also the coolest magician there's been. Don't at me.
That was always one of the games that sat in the corner of the arcade that I wanted to play, but it was like 3 times the price of all the other ones, and I was like, I can't justify blowing 3 Metal Slug credits on one play of a game that I've never tried, and so I always, as a kid, I was always afraid to play it.
Okay. Yeah, birdup kind of commanding.
birdup is pretty good at Magician. This is a,
This is the one to be good at.
yeah. Oh, and as I say that,
I love
I
Commentators Curse.
kind of want to say that Magician might be one of Rudolph's weaker characters as well. Oh no! A rare self pile. It's very difficult to set up a self pile in Mag Drop, but you can do it since the window is so much more lenient than in Idle Exchanger.
Well, you know, we just called that commitment to the bit.
Ooh, good double clear from birdup. Recognizing that the orbs were going to fall on their own. Looking for that full row in the back and not finding it.
I mean,
But
I like birdup
got
tempo
quite
here.
a bit of a lead. Not sure what to do with this yellow orb. Nothing to work with.
Oh!
And Rudolph's gonna swing in from behind.
Okay.
That is rough. Just the quintessential ice kill. You look at the top of your board and there is nothing to match. Doesn't even matter if there's pressure. You just have nothing to do. I wonder... We might see a power-up on this map shortly if either of the players gets to pull down a couple more lines. I think they were both a little short, but Chariot might not get it. So all of the so there's like only one there's two neutral boards.
Mm-hmm.
There's the neutral board that you get on round 5 or final round if you're playing first to 3 or first to 2 would be the round 3 board. And then there's the main starting board. And on that main starting board that's like 100 and something lines tall, the game has like a handful of places that it likes to go more than others, and that one that we just saw is a really common one. And usually there's a power-up there, but on some characters it doesn't spawn, and I guess on Chariot.
Is that actually character dependent?
Yes, it is character dependent, because all of the characters, in addition to have different patterns, they have different power-up orbs.
Interesting.
It's less relevant than their patterns typically, but like Chariot and who is it? Sun are technically not exact clones because Sun has different color power orbs, even though they have the exact same pattern and damage strength.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's interesting.
Same with World and Empress. They technically, even though they're considered like clones of each other, Empress and World technically have different colors of power orbs that they get. The effect on gameplay is almost non-existent, but it is a funny thing that can come into play on some of the starting boards like this. Like Emperor doesn't get one of the power-up starts if you pull down a bunch of lines that Death does. Because he doesn't have a power orb there, if I remember correctly.
I want to say birdup very intensely paused to consider exactly what he needed to win by quota there and just did it.
birdup is very good at counting, which makes me doubt his he's not a puzzle game player.
Yeah, exactly.
The
veracity of that claim is called into question.
Yep. birdup very good at keeping track of how many boards he needs to clear to sneak right in at the end.
Okay, pulling back from, I was gonna say, like, Rudolph had a decent, about 10 quota lead. birdup pulled up pretty close, but still wasn't able to cinch it.
Yeah, sometimes you're ahead in quota, but you're behind on tempo. And I think that's kind of what happened to birdup there a little bit. Like being half a chain behind. What's Rudolph cooking over here? Getting a lot of double chains.
Cooking nearly getting to quota like 3 difference there.
Yeah, any quota character you play against Rudolph or birdup is gonna be like a 1 match difference. Alright, Rudolph going for the psychological counter pick.
Oh? You're gonna need to elaborate on that one a bit for me.
Birdup likes death, but is bad at playing on death.
Right.
Though he has been he's been practicing. I think death has one of the harder patterns in the game to not die. I think it's incredibly easy to let it get out of hand, deceptively so.
Yeah.
A lot of people put death in the same tier as magician, and I think death is harder than world and empress.
You know, I'm inclined to agree just from, like, what I've seen in tournament footage over the years here.
Yeah, like, you would think that a character in the same tier as magician would go to quota as often as magician, and death does not go to quota that often.
Yeah, it's not unheard of, it's not even uncommon, but, like, I definitely remember far more top-out death than anything else this character matchup.
I think the other thing that makes Death really interesting is that even though she turns out to be like a pressure character more often than not, you still play her like a quota character. You can't afford to like play slow to you can't afford to play like the 2-chain
stagger
slow,
2-chains
stay
are out.
alive game.
You need to chain to live.
Because, well, one, you need to chain to live, and two, her normal pattern is really easy. It doesn't get hairy until someone ends up with a straggling orb or two, and then they have to clear ice.
Okay, there's the quota.
Yeah, we got two. Rudolph had 1 by 30 and 1 by 3.
Lucky!
Okay, star.
Star is another one of Birdup's very good characters. A lot of these mid-tier quota characters have very similar patterns. The only difference is like 1 or 2 orbs in the shape of the triangle they send to the middle. And Birdup is very good at hunting down the ice orbs and making sure everything links up to get nice big clears. Alright, a little tangled up here.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time agreeing.
It's enough.
Okay.
He has enough of a lead to do some rearranging and get those last 3 orbs. But that was scary.
Yeah, no, I was like, it's so primed to drop here in the 11th hour. We've already seen it happen, not even like other matches. We've seen it happen to Birdup in this set.
Yeah, that first round, first game of Magician, just getting tricked by the ice.
Like, he really had no reason to drop there, and yet, it can happen.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons you always want to make... That's one of the big reasons you don't want to all-clear game in this game, is ice turns deadly for a completely different reason. And that you just can't match it.
Okay, close.
Alright, two good quota victories from Birdup, though. Yeah, you'll see something Birdup does a lot on this character is he will just pick up all of the orbs and then wait, like as he waits for the shape to come into alignment, because he knows the ice is going to come.
Like, I've seen the same thing done, obviously, a number of times with Magician, but it definitely looks harder on this pattern.
You have to know when it's going to line up. Like, it always lines up in the back on Magician, because you know you're going to get the straight lines.
Mm-hmm.
For Star and Chariot and Sun, the lineup doesn't happen automatically. You kind of have to wait for it to slot into place, and knowing what to look for to make sure that it happens is like the mark of a very strong player on that character. these patterns are notable for having a big block of yellow orbs interspersed with clear ice. And if you clear them with yellow, it's like instant 12 match at least. But if you don't clear them with yellow, it's like the nastiest checkerboard you've ever seen. And then you have to dig through it, and it's very slow. And then there's another one that you can get that's mostly red, I believe. And if you confuse them, it can be rough.
Dang, of course we're back to the cinder block.
Grinding intensifies.
God, yep.
Alright. No power orbs to start, so no disco today. One of the funniest developments over my years playing this game is seeing Tower turn from one of like the most hardcore pressure picks into like a gimmick pick, because if you manage the power orbs right, he can be incredibly amusing. And right now, we might see that because there's a birdup does not properly clear the ice with it.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Rudolph chokes. If you properly duplicate the rainbow orb on this character, it becomes like a cakewalk as the pattern just solves itself over and over again.
Mods ban critical effect for coming up with the term bird upset.
I don't know, that's kind of good actually. I gotta hand him that one. No, birdup! That giant green mass slowly climbing up the board.
Okay, things could get dicey for birdup here. And he doesn't have room for dice anymore.
Wow, what a
okay.
birdup probably holding his breath as he pulled that stunt off.
Okay. Just trying to like do some gosh dang panel stop time here.
Yeah,
and quota's coming
milking
in.
the float timer for everything it's worth, but I think Rudolph is just too quick on the quota. Very hard fought match.
Alrighty then. So, before we go into winners finals, it's time to have a little fireside chat. You know the deal. Talk about what we're doing for the rest of January. So, first up on the rest of the January schedule for Puzzle Wednesday, January 11th, you're here right now. It's Magical Drop 3. First Majidoro Masters 2 qualifier. So, enjoy your time here. Have fun. On Saturday, we are doing a lobby night with perennial Puzzle Wednesday Kusoge favorite, Senno. If you're unfamiliar with Senno, it's a funny pipe game. It's a little hard to...
played Pipe Dream? That game where you have to connect the pipes around the board? Well, it's like that, except you have to drop the pipes in from the top of the screen and connect them to the sides.
And what if every idea that you thought might be correct is actually wrong and a bad way to play the game? Regardless, it's complicated, it's very silly, and a lot of us here have a lot of passion for this very doofy Kaneko puzzle game. So we will be doing a lobby night of that, getting in sets, doing a little bit of match reviews, and teaching people how to play this kind of comically dense game. From there, Wednesday, we are back with Poochie Carrot, which, if you've not played it before, it's a little bit more breakout clone than it is puzzle game, but We do love us some Poochie Carrot here. Trivia fact, a lot of the aesthetics and even some of the characters from Pedal Crash are very much inspired by this one. So, check it out. And due to Taito, Patrico's in it, so that has to meet some sort of quota. I believe we didn't get it on this slide here, so I don't remember which day it actually is, but we do have a Puzzle King Tetris bracket in there as well.
That's on the 28th.
Okay, then well, we'll go a little out of order there. Puzzle King is actually a multi-game puzzler, which has some very weird rule sets of a lot of familiar titles, but in particular, we are doing their version of Tetris, and it has some really silly, violent ideas about how garbage works. So check that out. It's going to be a good time. And to wrap it back around, we're doing yet another sort of breakout-ish inspired clone. Clone's not the right word. We're playing Ghost Lop, which is, what if Puzzle Bobble maybe had a little bit of Ikaruga mixed in? You have a ball that can switch polarities, which will clear certain type of block types that you can change on the fly. So, honestly, watching this game is comical. It's very volatile, very fun, and that's going to wrap up our January. And next up, we have our next qualifying event for Majidoro Masters 2 is going to be February 11th. Birdup, you want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Good timing. I just got back from grabbing more water. So, there's, like we said, the finale is in June. So we'll have one monthly qualifier that's a global event, either run by the Puzzle Wednesday team or by myself. The February event is going to be Saturday afternoon, February 11th. So if you are in the EU or, you're busy on weeknights, this would be a great time for you to jump in and play. It'll be on my channel, twitch.tv/birdup, and I'll post all the info that you need in Discord so that hopefully you can play along with us. So come on, the earlier you get the points, the less stressful it's going to be at the end of the year, or the end of the qualifying season. So hopefully we'll see you there. And if it's the brackets anything like this stacked one, it's sure to be a great time.
Before we go into winners finals, I do want to shout out as ever. Kayat7 basically took on duties as our main tournament artist over 2021. He did the background for our usual magical drop money puzzle, Uppy versus Downy slot there that we've seen before. It's Macker doing the X-Men versus Street Fighter handshake with who did we agree for that? I think it was High Priestess. That's my bias. It's High Priestess.
High Priestess, yeah.
But he also did the background art for Majidoro Masters 2 this time around. So,
Yeah,
World with
I
Championship?
prompted him. Yeah, I prompted him with what if they were doing a wrestling promo. This is what we got out of it. So it was a lot of fun to work with Kayat on this. I know that they're a big wrestling fan, so hopefully it was right up their alley to create these.
Mm-hmm.
There is a version. I don't know if you show the qualification standings again, you'll see there's
a friend.
There's a Black Perot as either a hype man or I think he's like an old school referee with like the bow tie look going on.
Oh yeah, no, he gets around. He's in a couple of the backgrounds, but those are for later dates.
Yeah. So it's nice too. All of these are like isolated layers, so that I can reuse the assets and make some new cool stuff out of them as well. So, fun fact: it says in katakana Majidoro Masters in the 2. So keep your eye out.
Right up there. Anyway,
I personally can't read it, but I am told that's what it says.
Okay, and with that, we can go ahead into winners finals. Let's get that match called.
Oh, not like this.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. It's a good thing I was muted for my match against Rudolph because I had some choice words for myself.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh, dude, that magician game. choked it away real hard. Do you see the self pile?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The self pile hurts so bad to watch.
I was moving. That was going to be a huge clear. That was rough. I played real well though, so I'm not going to get too on my case. If I won, I would have been upset because I'd been like, damn, I wish I won in June and not in January. But it's a good sign that I feel like I'm playing okay, and already am sitting in a nice position to get some points, but I got to get past, oh god, Scherzo or laml comes into me. That's rough.
All right. Wampa and Rudolph, I'm pretty sure they're both aware that they're queued up now.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of the top players in this money tend to take a little bit of time to getting around to confirming the match start.
Ooh, laml beat Scherzo. Okay. Ooh, that sets up the rematch. Laml beat me during the last random select tournament.
Yo, laml? Nice. Laml low-key been around for a long time with us now.
Yeah. That locks Scherzo in for the first person to earn at least 1 point. Exactly 1 point, Scherzo. Ooh, I just saw that Guckiwummpus beat Leonid too. Ouch.
That's an upset.
Yeah, Leonid into laml. Well, Guckiwummpus beat Leonid, and then Leonid had Masa, laml, and then laml beat him. Plays Scherzo. Winner of that plays me. That is a rough loser's run for anybody. Ouch. I'll ping Wampa and Rudolph. I think they're used to. I normally don't run winners finals until after or before losers semis. I think so. They're probably just kicking it, thinking they have to wait longer.
How dare. You can't tell your opponent to forget how to play the game.
Please forget how to every trick you learned in that last matchup. Forget that. Don't remember it when you play me. You don't want those.
Damn, I got skunked.
Oh, you played Susu?
Yeah. It's all right. The season is long, and I have plenty of time to get myself back into shape.
Yeah. Okay, they're at it.
Cool.
The El Clasico, if you will, between Rudolph and Wampa.
I mean,
have been the grand finals of every tournament they've ever both entered, to my understanding. Oh wait, no, Butz beat one of them one time.
Yeah.
So, been the grand finals of every tournament except one that they've both entered. And the one time Rudolph's power went out.
I mean, that'll do it.
I was the benefactor of that one.
I remember that.
We take those, I guess.
No,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know if we take those.
We take those.
One other thing that comes to mind from my match with Rudolph is I'm kind of glad that I lost. Well, not like actually glad that I lost Magician, but it played out because I wanted to counterpick him to death. He counterpicked me to death and then kicked my ass. So it's good that I now have that knowledge that I shouldn't counterpick him to death.
I mean, look, you sometimes just have to feel things out mid-set. It happens.
Yeah, I guess so. Europe with the strong sewing in this event, despite it being 2 in the morning or later over there.
Yeah, bless your heart, guys. You know who you
three
are.
of them in the top 8. Yeah. And I would be so asleep right now if I was in Europe.
I am in the East Coast, and trust me, I'm almost asleep now, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, like, as what, for better or for worse, ends up being a very NA-associated scene, we super appreciate you guys taking the time that you do just to be here, much less participate.
Yeah. Big shoutouts. I think EU's got a pretty good shot of having, like, multiple people in the finale this year.
Oh, I believe it.
If Twinkler gets active again, the three who made the top 8 today all have a nice shot at it. Okay, Wampa taking it 3 rounds straight on quota after stumbling early and dying to pressure. Was it all a part of the plan? Who knows?
Could be.
Okay, so we saw Rudolph here in our set. Looked really comfortable on death.
Wampa managed to hold on to a green all clear.
Did he duplicate it? Yeah?
Yeah, like, they both duplicated, but he managed to snatch one away
yeah.
from being cleared.
Seems like it's paying off. He's well ahead on quota right now.
Yeah.
I think the second power orb he popped also made all of the ice orbs green. It was huge.
That's real good. Death has a very ice heavy pattern.
Wampa got I think Wampa pulled up the board and then like short circuited on what to do next.
Also, usual shout out. Tip your waitresses tonight. Raspberryfloof and Moss Queen doing TOing on one of our heavier stack brackets for tonight.
Yeah, I always appreciate it.
Also
in the bracket, double duty.
Yeah, Masa plays everything.
I mean, if there's a time to start playing this game, if you don't, now's the time, because Magical Drop 6 on the horizon.
It's true, yeah. That's going to be... Gosh, that's wild to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it should be out before Majidoro Masters is over. So this might be like one big last hurrah for MD3 as the competitive staple, if Magical Drop 6 is looking good.
Yeah, well, you know, if they get their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like... I don't want to say a lot, but, you know, given that there's more than one, there's at least a couple new versions of Classic Puzzlers out for 2023 that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, there's a new Puzzle
Bobble
on the horizon, which I'm quite excited. Is that out or is...
No, it's going to be around the same window, actually.
Are you guys going to do, like, team tournaments?
Gosh, I so want to.
Can't you play multiplayer on, like...
Yes, there is multiplayer versus teams.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, trust me. It's been ping-ponging around my mind there. It's going to happen in some way, whether it be online or locals.
I still need to play, even it's, you know, I don't know, it vaguely qualifies for this, but cross streams?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I only got to play it for a little bit because I was traveling when it came out, and I haven't had a chance to boot it back up again, but I'm very excited to play some more cross streams.
Oof.
Yeah, I have to get it and play because I wanna, you know, test out that monkey. The monkey is the magical drop one, right?
Yep.
The Thinker.
What's his name?
It's the Thinker.
Yep.
The monkey is the Thinker.
Okay, good.
But like that's so much in here. Like I would love to see more games like you could really take a specialist and pin their fundamentals against someone that's a specialist in a completely unrelated title. Ooh, boy. Good clones on Rudolph's side. Still not ahead in
I'm
quota
still
somehow.
ahead of quota though.
Yeah, the one thing with cloning, you have the easier hand to play, but it's not actually that much faster. If you know what you're doing on tower, you can get quota really fast.
Yeah. Tower's ice is pretty forgiving.
Yeah, if you just like pay attention to which side you're working with, like boom, that was like 20 plus orbs immediately.
Yeah.
And sure, going to the disco is fun and all, but you have to consider the fact that you're waiting for your very slow.
Wampa, okay. Make it look easy, 3-0.
All right.
Can we? I don't know if there's another match call yet. Do we mind if we tune in quickly to just check on Gucky versus Susu battle?
Sure.
The EU battle.
We can hop in really quick.
We're
Bracket's
guaranteed
linear at this point.
Yeah, guaranteed at least 2 of EU in top 5.
Yeah, good representation for you.
Yeah,
At 2 a.m.
2 a.m. or later. It's 4 a.m. in Germany right now. And it's 5 a.m. in Ukraine for Susu. So,
Bless all your hearts. Susu going disco. Okay.
you make top 8 and you're seeing the sunrise. It's a beautiful moment. You just kind of step out there.
Just walk outside and say, wow, work's gonna suck tomorrow. Today. Wow.
I think the worst it's ever been for me is one time when I was still playing WoW, I got stuck in a raid until 7 in the morning, and we didn't even finish the raid. They just gave up, and it was like 7 in the morning. I was like, okay, I just wasted the whole night, and you guys couldn't clear it. I had to go to work the next day too. I was in the office. I'm just like, oh, this is hell.
Just feeling like a zombie.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Susu gonna clean it up. 3-1 over Guckiwummpus. Their run continues. They're not ready to stop until the dawn breaks.
Alright. Sorry for the little detour there. Let's see what we're doing with TO Desk. Stream match call is birdup and laml.
Alright.
You bought yourself a little breathing time there?
I mean, I had that whole match with Rudolph, but yeah. The Fight Cage chat is good right now.
Oh, no.
Guckiwummpus is a misdrop enjoyer just like me, for real. And Guckiwummpus responds, I do it for the fans. Okay, I'm gonna hop in. laml is ready for me, and I'll see you guys afterwards.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Okay, so I was gonna say birdup had the 20 quota lead, but I guess birdup just wins. A little bit of center stack just got a bit too unmanageable there. Alright, you're still locked in the void. I'm noticing, and I'm wondering how much this is going to come to play, but you're going to have to take my word for it. I'm definitely noticing, compared to birdup, laml is not necessarily waiting for the opportune moment for a center stack to line back up. And reminds me a little bit of the Notester fight, where second that center board gets a little bit too unmanageable, laml kind of falls off hard.
I missed what just happened there, dude. What killed laml?
Was not quick enough to set off the,
Didn't throw the yellow.
I mean, he did, but yeah, it was just a little
not fast
too delayed.
enough. Yeah. And now it's time for Magician's Pattern but Anemic.
It's an interesting way to describe it, but...
Oh! laml unfortunately wasting that power orb, only getting one extra orb.
Like, it was slick to see it chained into the all clear there, but practicality's sake, no, nothing doing.
Very strong openings from both players. birdup with a little bit of a head start though. I think he got one more double clear, and so his opening was a little bit faster. But
I was gonna say, laml kind of doing pretty nice on quota. Kind of really nice on quota.
Yeah, laml had the birdup definitely had a solid lead after the opening, but the follow up was there for laml. He had the big clears. That round was over so fast.
Mm-hmm.
High Priestess is a really funny character because if you play her right, you can really starve your opponent of material to work with and just send like literally two or four orbs at a time. But if both players get cooking, it becomes like it just gains momentum because both players just keep making bigger and bigger clears that send more and more garbage that give bigger and bigger backline clears.
She's also a very funny character because she rips a book in half.
She's got that librarian strength. Gotta punish anybody who brings water bottles into the library.
Oof. I would never.
Both players with the same idea. birdup's saving the power orb though. See if it pays off. Doesn't look like it's going to really pay off that much. Kinda needed to clear that huge mass of blue and green orbs before reaching for the power orb, but didn't really have the opportunity or space to do it. And I think it's actually going to cost him. He's quite behind on quota.
Oh, you know what? Quota's a myth.
That was a case of birdup's number was lower, but he was a clear behind.
Mm.
So laml, even though he was farther from quota numerically, wow, fantastic
big
start from birdup. birdup definitely seen that opening before. Right, here come these. Yeah, the center stack not really ready for the yellow clear yet. This one looks like it's going to be blue. Gets it with red. Not bad. Gonna save the red power orb and see if he can pull up a big match. Oh, reads the quota counter. And is it enough?
Oh,
no, it's not.
no.
Not fast enough. Does not have enough time to
We didn't even see where his
let it resolve.
werewolf landed, yeah.
Second guessing himself for a second there. Alright, what's laml cooking? I have a bad tendency to only look at the left side of the screen.
No, I get that. Like, clearly, laml's cooking this set. It's not one-sided by any means. If anything, birdup,
Right, he's
like, seems to be a bit more consistent. But
laml...
he's kind of swiping some real sucker punch wins here.
laml having a hard time putting together any of the big clears, but was doing a really good job floating and getting multiple small clears at a time to cover up for the fact that his board wasn't really giving him a aggressive state to make big moves on. Alright, this could be a... Manages to save a power orb. We'll have to see if it is worth it. birdup, getting the weird glitch where even though you're not next to ice, you clear it anyway. Not really sure what causes it, but it can be a little frustrating when it happens. Playing with death.
Yeah, jeez.
But kind of necessary when you get stuck for that long and you fall behind on quota. I don't know, laml looking to go up here.
Yeah, I was gonna
birdup.
say, like, he's threatening a pretty standard birdup counter pick at this point.
Yeah, Chariot's definitely one of birdup's better characters.
Ooh,
That yellow did not
boy.
match. birdup a little flustered at the moment, I think. laml just cooking. The grill is on. Flipping the burgers. It's dinner time. Oh, but birdup's not going to take it lying down. And he's going to sneak back there from a 20 quota deficit.
This start, I don't like it.
So, one of the fun things about this start in particular is it's a really good setup to do the all-clear glitch. But, at the same time, that's not really something either player is notable for pulling out in bracket. It's pretty funny when you get it to work, though. Alright, we are really tied up right now. Oh, fantastic double clear from birdup. Oh, birdup making a little bit of an error on the pivot. Oh no! And laml going up 2-1.
Like, I get the idea with the red. It was going to guarantee that he absolutely passed his quota, but it took too long to resolve.
I don't think he wanted it. I think he threw the red orbs over there, not expecting the lines to come into order that quickly. That was just...
I can believe that, given like how little guesswork birdup seems to do on it. He wouldn't need to go extra just to, confirm a single digit.
Yeah, because immediately after he threw the reds, he was moving for the next link in the chain. So I think that power orb came into alignment unexpectedly. Alright. Daughter Strength, a fun character. One of the, kind of like if
The uninitiated's top tier.
Yeah, if you don't know any of the secret characters, definitely the strongest character. At birdup and laml's level, kind of becomes like if Magician was about as hard to quota as death. I think that's where,
Like, you can still very realistically drop here.
yeah,
But...
I think you only have room to make one mistake. If you make more than one mistake, you die on Daughter Strength. And that mistake can just be playing a little too slow. The margin for error is slim, but it's definitely a... Once you get the hang of alternating between the two empty columns to get the big horizontal clears and keep your stack low, it's not an unreasonable pattern to manage.
Ooh, laml will just immediately go into secret characters, like... Didn't even, like, hesitate.
Alright, we going to Hermit?
Yo,
or
first
we going
Hermit of the night?
Alright.
Remind me,
Hermit,
what's Hermit's deal?
I think Hermit is the second hardest character in the game. Basically just... dollar store father strength. He sends slightly less garbage and has one extra orb in the middle of his pattern that causes you to have stranded orbs slightly less, but for the most part, this pattern is just brutally unforgiving.
Yeah, birdup's kind of having a time with it.
There's a mythical easy Hermit pattern that every once in a while the players will luck their way into, where it sort of starts solving itself. But the only way to get it is to get really lucky with the garbage you receive, and really lucky with the orbs you choose to clear, and the order you choose to clear them.
Okay.
If you can get enough momentum, it's a very, like, even if you're doing well managing the pattern, just the way his orbs are checkerboarded on top of the fact that his pattern pushes them in the opposite direction of the checkerboarding, so they get worse, not better.
I'm noticing, I think birdup's very much playing to not have any stray orbs, even if it's causing him to play a little bit slower. And
yeah.
I can't say that's a bad idea. This late in the stretch, cover your bases, play safe.
It's not a pattern that you want stranded orbs on, because the cursed column,
buddy!
3 tries to get it over there. You hate to see it.
It's like, is that cursed column? Is that just nerves?
It's when the orb is going up and down, the game has a tendency to eat your inputs. And when you're on a pattern like this, really trying to push the speed limit of the game to its absolute max, you end up with a lot of missed columns as you really panic.
Okay.
birdup is going to take it on a hard fought game 5, round 5.
Yeah.
Going all the way to 50 quota.
Damn, my heart rate's going crazy right now.
I bet.
Yours is? I'm like, boy, secondhand,
Kamino mentioned it in chat, but he said he actually did the pressure thing. They're having a conversation before about why nobody is playing for pressure on the high tiers, and I was like, why not do it? I'm down 2 rounds to nothing. Why not go for pressure on Hermit?
yeah, it really seemed to pay off for you.
Yeah, it did. It was nice. Oh man, I got robbed at the end of Chariot.
A little bit.
laml even dropped it in chat. I like went to go do 2 quick clears, and I guess I hit a power orb, and it just kept going.
I was right. I was like,
Okay.
There's no way he was waiting for that power orb to line up.
Absolutely not. It was not what I was going for at all.
I wasn't sure.
I even did like a fist pump of like, yeah, I got him, and I saw it disappear, and I was like, wait, no.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, I was not, absolutely not. laml, great set. He keeps getting better.
No, like, wow, that was about as close as it really could have gotten. Choosing a high violence at the end there.
Yeah, jeez. Oh.
Anyway, so we're at the other side of losers' quarters here. I'm assuming it's called Butz and Susu.
I'm gonna need this whole set to just like calm down.
Yeah, well, lucky that you have the chance to breathe here.
Yeah.
And well, I'm about 4 coffees in the last 3 hours. I'm about to die, don't worry.
I think Butz is actually just a shonen character.
A little
Does
bit.
anybody else agree?
I'm not convinced that he's
100%
not
agree.
just, Final Fantasy V pro tag.
Yeah.
But Butz would definitely pull the Goku of if his friend didn't beat the big bad, he would give him the sensu bean so he could fight him at full strength.
Yeah.
Okay. There's match.
I'm glad I thought for a second too that I was gonna counterpick to Daughter Strength and then just lose and be like, well, maybe I should have stuck to my strategy, but it paid off, so I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
We take those. Oh, we're in. I don't know. Have these two people ever played each other? Who knows? Let's see. According to Fightcade and the results on Fightcade, these two people they've never played. Oh no, they have played once. Okay. But it was a couple of months ago, so things change. So I would, I'd probably give Butz the advantage here as a seasoned veteran of many, not only magical drop brackets, but, the Money Idol champion. So Susu's got their work cut out for them. But, even where they're at this point in the tournament for their first big magical drop event, like, great bracket run regardless for Susu.
Oh, yeah. No, Butz was a top 8 for Majidoro Masters last year as well.
Yeah, they got like 4th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It might even be 3rd. I don't remember.
Something impressively high for someone who just switched to the game for the first time like 4 months earlier.
They beat me. I know that. I know Butz beat me in Majidoro Masters. And I think that was right before I proclaimed one day Butz will decide he doesn't want to lose anymore. And I don't think I've beaten him since. At least not in bracket.
Oh boy.
So here's
Right. The return to Hermit.
Here's another trouble, though. It's like both these players' counterpick repertoire is a very similar set of characters.
Violence.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they look good. I wonder if like from person to person, right? Probably feel different about that. I think on one camp you have like, well, if we play all the same characters, then nothing they're going to do is surprise me, right? And on the other hand, it's like, well, you know, I don't have any aces in the hole if we play all the same characters. If they're just outplaying me, then I'm doomed. I like to think that I fall more into the second camp of like, I like to have that ace in the hole. But then like, if you lose like me on Chariot versus laml, then you're like second thinking yourself the whole time. Like, oh, I can't even win on like my characters.
Yeah.
And you got to overcome like that mental barrier there.
Look, I take the simple approach of it. If you're beating me, and like on a basic fundamental level, I'm just gonna turn the heat up and see if I can't get you to crack. So yeah, no, absolutely, Hermit counterpick.
Yeah.
Which
And it's working,
clearly, there's some merit to it.
Yeah.
I would never go to like a quota character because like I'm not gonna beat you on speed if we're hitting relatively even. I'm gonna hope that you make a mistake, and I'm gonna hope that you make it first.
Yeah, because I know, heaven knows I'm making a mistake on Hermit too.
Seems like it's kind of hard not to.
Hermit is the bane of my existence. I struggle so much with this character.
laml's still probably in the chat, but I think they should have taken me to probably Moon. I feel like that's a laml specialty that I'm less good at than I am at Hermit. Or Father Strength is just straight up my worst character by like a pretty large margin.
Really?
Yeah, I've been practicing on them, but they're really hard, and I don't know what to do. I have to watch somebody else play them and to like see what they're doing that I'm not. Okay.
Ooh, nice Christmas themed board.
Yeah.
Yellow is my favorite Christmas color.
It's this color of sleigh bells.
Ah, you're right.
It's the color of the old Christmas lights.
Oh no! Ah, Susu letting it slip away.
Yeah, no, like I like the gambit. Are we gonna see another really violent counterpick?
I think Father Strength's probably on the board here. Secret character Tower?
Yeah. You know, we haven't seen any Wheel of
my
Fortune
favorite
tonight.
heights here. I love.
We haven't seen any Wheel of Fortune tonight. That's true.
Oh.
Maybe if Butz loses here, the counterpick's probably Father, but then loses again, then maybe Wheel of Fortune.
Like, kind of my wish list tonight is not the tarot as represented in Magical Drop 3, but what creature I associate them with in the House of the Dead series. Look.
This Chariot's like the little winged imp, right?
No.
That's... he's the armor?
Yeah, that's the armor one from House of the Dead 1.
Yeah.
The imp one is Hanged Man. But look, House of the Dead 2, been playing Type of the Dead.
What was
Wheel...
that?
Ooh.
Did you see that? It got literally nothing.
Yep. just saying, Wheel of Fate goes kind of hard.
I'm gonna be stuck on that power orb clear for a little while. God damn, that's rough. A literal entire board of ice, and then you get absolutely nothing off a rainbow orb.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, this state on Susu's side is not looking
See,
good.
this is dire.
Oh.
Gets
well.
the seconds of breathing room required.
Yeah.
Things
Oh,
could.
no,
Oh
who's
no.
dropping? Okay. But's clearing it up. 3-0. But's continuing on to fight yours truly.
Two Wheel of Fate, I dare you.
Best of luck.
Okay. Butts. This is the battle for Butts' A. If Butts beats me, they get to end of the night with their A. If I win, I can gatekeep the letter A for another week.
I want to say this before you start. laml and Placate chat. Just take your opponent to their counter picks so they don't know what to do if you win. Advanced Mental Warfare.
laml is in Camp B.
Yeah,
Or
just rob them of their counter picks.
Yeah.
Assert dominance. Anyway.
I think Butz meant to say, Susu, you're really strong. I'm impressed, but it translated back to I'm impressive, as if he's just, like rubbing it in their face. You're good, but I'm better. You know, you watch out.
Yes, Star Fox.
Okay, I will send Butz a challenge as long as I've gotten pinged. I have gotten pinged. Oh, they sent the money idol exchanger emote, so I got to send back Magician. Let it be known that laml and I played like 4 times today over the course of the whole day, and he kept beating me on my counter picks, but apparently he doesn't want to take anything.
No?
Hey, is Butz available for me to challenge? Okay.
Should be.
Sending the challenge to Butz. I'll see you guys. See you guys after.
Alright, best of luck.
Good luck.
Canito saying, "Bird up, my guy. How are you in Paris and didn't realize every Frenchman is cracked a chariot?"
Because birdup is also unbelievably cracked at chariot.
Is bird
I
up
love
French?
Butz.
Yeah.
Anime one-liners.
Like, some of them have been directly ripped from Final Fantasy V. Big surprise there. Whew. I think Birdup's already had this opener on Magician Start before. Just like the giant. I know if Xerxian were here, he would insist Eco Keshi, but nah. It's power chance. Big funny multi-clears.
Hellfires.
There's many names. I think a lot of this is going to come down to Birdup having a bit of an edge on proficiency. Generally is a lot more specific with the clears that he makes, and will tend to snipe quota with a pretty surgical precision.
Butz is no slouch on any of the characters, but I
no.
definitely think Birdup has the intentionality on the quota characters that Butz just doesn't have all the experience.
Yeah. Butz's biggest weakness is sometimes he will just be left with a bit more chaff than some of the other, like, magical drop specialists here.
Yeah.
But, really, this deep into top 8, anything can happen for either of them.
Birdup miscounting by 1. Fortunately, it does not matter.
Okay, yep. True to form. Butz does like to swing with the most violent, like, get you staggering in your steps if you make one wrong move characters. That being said, Birdup seeming a little commanding so far.
Ooh, alright, gonna go for the power orb right away. I kind of like to save the power orb on Hanged Man, because his pressure doesn't kill you quickly. It rolls in really slow and kills you steadily.
But it stays there.
Yeah, so I feel like saving the power orb is usually a pretty good idea, because, like, you get a lot of mileage out of it.
I mean, yeah, I can see potentially where Birdup could be struggling here. Oh my gosh!
Barely survives. a little bit of Die Last gaming on this Wednesday, January 11th, 2023.
If birdup can seal this win off of counter pick, that's gonna be huge. Like, admittedly, he's kind of playing against type in this matchup. To have this far of a lead.
So, for a really long time, nobody played Hangman. I was like the only person who ever pulled Hangman out. And then birdup and a handful of other players kind of realized you can just cook on Hangman and do whatever you want. And more likely than not, your opponent isn't going to be as practiced on Hangman as you because he's pretty niche.
Okay.
And so you can kind of just like play your own game and force them into your wheelhouse. And so he got really good at Hangman.
birdup hanging on to that power orb for, a rainy day. He did admittedly say on stream that this is his weakest character.
Yeah, this is this matchup. This character is absolutely brutal. I fundamentally don't even know how to deal with this pattern. It's just awful.
Well,
Like, even if you count your orbs and do everything right, it still feels like you come up short.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, birdup could absolutely just throw here. Because that 2-win lead means that, you can just sit out a counter pick. Doesn't matter as much. He could also just win this.
birdup was one of the first people to get in a quota on this character in bracket, so you can't really count him out just yet.
Oh, certainly
and
not.
it was against Guts, I think, too.
But he has a lot of luxury in this. Like, just a comical amount of winning 2 sets in a row privilege.
Yeah. The pressure, not quite fully on birdup just yet. He still has 2 of his strongest characters to fall back on.
Yeah, he has the luxury of 2 different counter picks there. Saving the rainbow for rain. It just disappeared. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was wrong. I got so scared for a second. Okay. He could very convincingly just 3-0 here with a little luck.
Yeah, birdup's worst character is still going to be better than, like...
Okay.
Oh, wow! And Butts just can't get off the ground. Really just fell apart on the pattern.
You back?
I'm back.
You wanna have a word about? Oh, I've not beaten Butts since.
He's broken the curse. I think I figured it out. You gotta talk back to him during it. He said nice. He said excited to play you, friend. And I was like, damn, he considers me a friend. And then after I beat him on like one character, he's like, you're so strong. And I'm like, I'm not strong enough to beat you on strength. And then he picked him.
You saying you goaded him and maybe led him to a counter pick?
No, he was going there anyway. But I didn't think I was that strong. He also said when he picked Hangman, he was like, it's money time. And then when I won, I just sent back like the surprise Pikachu face.
Oh, no, that was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Losers Finals.
Losers Finals.
Walking away with at least some level of top 3 points there.
Yeah. I gotta give him like some sort of anime quote back. Hold on.
No. The best thing you can do is like start a file in Final Fantasy V at this point.
Playing in the 4-drop Fiesta later.
Okay, let's find. Am I playing? Oh God, Rudolph. Yeah.
And birdup break the 3rd place curse.
Yeah.
Not quite.
It's been a while since I got 3rd place. I don't know. I'm happy with this. What is this, like,
Well,
7 points?
This is a good
7
time.
points is nice, right? 7 points, that's good. I'll take it. But I'll see if we can go further. Let's go.
Rudolph says the gates of losers semifinals have never held me.
He's lost it. Well, this is losers finals. He's never been to losers semifinals. Liar. Okay, let me send her the challenge. I'll mute myself. We've had enough shenanigans. Let's see what's gonna happen.
I'm having a good time.
He just got 3-0'd though, so like he's probably extra mad.
Extra spicy.
Yeah,
Extra spicy.
Okay, he accepted. I'm going in.
Alright, good luck.
Maybe I'll load in within a reasonable amount of time.
You never know. Life's a journey. Sometimes it's okay to take the detour.
It's been, what, 3 weeks? Is it too late to wish for a Christmas miracle? Come on, fight Cade. There we go.
It might be a little much.
Alright, we're in. I only missed half a round. And then all 3 windows pop up at once. Because that's what Fight likes to do.
That is
We're up with a late game Power Orb. But giving him some big clears. Really playing those back lines, and he has enough. I was curious if there were 20 orbs to clear on that last 3 chain, and there definitely were. Since he barely had 3 lines. A little bit of a misdrop on those blue orbs, not getting a clear out of that. Having to stop to think for a second. Right. Both players going for... I think... Yeah, birdup getting the better start there. Oh, misses the greens, and they come out of line, but luckily it's not too big of a deal. Finds the back again rather quickly. Needs to get these blues. Oh, and Rudolph's gonna die to pressure. Birdup's gonna take game 1.
I think you ended up a little future. I had a bit of a stutter start
Oh,
there.
am I in the future?
5-6 seconds. It is what it is. We're not going to overcomplicate this. Just, you know, if you're gambling out your ELO in chat there... Spoilers? Question mark?
Spoilers. Alright, we are back on death, and birdup is in a sticky situation. That ice piling up very quickly, and it's hard to deal with. Yeah, so this is actually a start where if either player had pulled down 2 or 3 more lines, there would have been a green power orb on the top right.
How much of that do you actually have, like, memorized out?
I've got... There's a handful that... like, I only remember a handful of the ones that have power pulldowns. There's that one, and then there's one more that has ice. There's like a round 5 start that I remember that just, like, because it's got a really funny setup with 3 power orbs all at once. So it's memorable for all of the times that it pops up in the save state.
Fair.
Alright, 40 quota behind, but birdup taking another round. Or putting himself on the board, rather. Oh wow, fantastic power orb setup from Rudolph. Really, one of the things that the really strong players like Rudolph make really good use of is the amount of time it takes for your power orbs to clear is usually like a pain. It's usually like a negative, but the really good players like Rudolph can do a fantastic job of using that extra hang time to set up like a triple or quadruple clear and just get like a 50 quota swing.
I mean, hopefully not knocking on wood here, but like, birdup kind of looking to maybe reverse 3-0 this set.
Unfortunately, I think that ice got away from him immediately after you said that.
Dang. Commentators curse knows no time or boundaries.
Right, Chariot.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pick. Yeah, see that big blue block? That's a really common start. Usually it's either on the surface or 1 or 2 lines down, and that's a tough one to maneuver around. Notable for not having a power up in the start on that one.
birdup hanging on to the yellow item there.
Oh, birdup over comboing by like 2 or 3 chains there. Definitely
Playing with fire.
the adrenaline pumping as he tries to defend, like to crawl his way back into the lead.
He almost let himself off, but he's like, no, let's feed in some lines.
One of the really interesting things about Chariot and Justice and Judgment and these like triangle in the middle characters is even though they're strong and they send 4 lines per 2 chain, you find yourself not receiving much damage because they make a lot of middle-sized single matches.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see a lot of power orbs because if you're playing them right, you're pulling up lines as often as you possibly can. And so even if the start doesn't have a power orb, usually there's one, like maybe 6 or 7 lines farther down. And then a character like Chariot where you get a lot of chances to pull extra lines. You see them pretty often. Sometimes even more than one in a match.
I was gonna say, did birdup not notice the yellows not link up properly there? Like
Yeah, I don't know if he was going for. I don't know if he was going for a one of those. He knew he was close to quota, and he was going to try to shoot for it with the power orb after clearing the board, or if it just came out of line. It's kind of hard to say.
Honestly, I think birdup getting pretty consistent magician wins has been pretty favorable for him.
Yeah, I have the opposite problem. Magician is one of my worst characters. I really need to work on dealing with his damage as it rolls in.
Well, you're affording yourself at least one more chance to really be able to win off of a character that you want. And that's a very limited resource.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, being good at Magician gets you a lot of mileage because it's the only character you're guaranteed to play.
Okay.
Being good at Magician also makes you very good at this pattern, since it's kind of the same thing.
I'm also noticing birdup very much intentionally going for a 2-chain stagger a bit more often. Or at least cutting chains a bit more intentionally now.
Yeah, gonna plug myself for a second. If you go and read my article, I talk about High Priestess's pattern. If you send a 3-chain with like a couple of extra orbs, her pattern is like it'll literally just send your opponent 2 solid green lines. And so you really want to be careful how much garbage you send as High Priestess, because what you send your opponent often is like a huge freebie clear that doesn't send anything back because it's just a one big single clear. And if they do a one big single clear, they're sending literally 4 orbs. You get 2 orbs in the second column and 2 orbs in the 6th column. Which just messes with everything. Oh wow. Very convincing quota lead from Rudolph on that one. Alright, Rudolph doing a good job making sure those reds link up by throwing them in the second column before the pattern pushes them out of alignment. Birdup, I think, getting stuck at the top board a little bit. Yeah, that Spire getting away.
Oh.
Rudolph looking to make a comeback on his counter pick. Barely saving that red orb. Almost having the Spire push it away. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, the that power orb on the right, I think, killed Rudolph. I think he saw that and was like, I need to shuffle the green orb, or shuffle the yellow orb out of the way to get the green orb. But when the damage is already rolling in, you don't have enough time to make that sort of aggressive move.
Well,
It finally happened.
how you
God
feeling?
I popped up.
This is kind of looking to be your night, huh?
I have to play Wampa still, but yeah. Only took like 2+ years. 2 years, right?
Alrighty then. Well,
Going from 70 something and 0 all time to 70 something and 1.
we take that. It's some bracket. It means more. Anyway, let's take this one home. Grand finals time.
Right, now can you do the double?
Oh God, I'm playing pretty good, so I'm feeling it. But I don't know. They're playing that good. It took laml to wake me up. Thank you, laml.
Yep, all credit goes to laml now.
I honestly think I was not anywhere near as stressed playing Rudolph or Butz because of how stressed I was playing laml.
Laml MVP.
Draining the adrenaline so that you can keep your nerves clear.
Great night for the laml fans. Okay, yeah, the first tournament was October 2020, and today was the first time I beat him in tournament. So, 2 years and 4 months.
Hey, we take those.
We take those. It's a good time to do it. Turning those 7 points to 10. Let's make them 15 now. All right, I'll see you guys afterwards.
All right, best of luck.
Double or nothing.
Oh.
Wampa eventually. No,
Don't do it.
All right, Birdup had the EU Spirit Bomb in the last match, but will Wampa have the South American Spirit Bomb in Grand Finals? Oh, Birdup has to win twice. This is gonna be Wampa closed the window immediately after it opened.
honestly, I don't really know what to say on this one. It's comically unheard of to have this as your Grant's composition, so I think at least for Magician, a lot of this can speak for itself at this point. You know these two players. You know what works. And maybe...
If I remember correctly, birdup took games off of Wampa before he took games off of Rudolph.
Yeah.
So...
I think, obviously, the Magician win is going to be pretty critical at this point.
Yeah.
birdup drops this. I'm not saying he needs to win it.
Fantastic job pulling in 2 extra lines right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying he needs to win it, but he's not doing himself any favors by not.
Yeah, if birdup wins the Magician... even if birdup wins Magician, this is still going to be a really hard battle. Oh, 7 on quota. Birdup getting a little tangled up, but the board looks very comfortable. There are a lot of green orbs, and he has a green power orb. Wow, putting in 30 quota in the lead immediately. And now he's overchaining by quite a bit. birdup almost sneaking under. That chain that birdup had thrown would have won him the round if Wampa had gone one more.
Okay. Got a tried and true here.
This is looking like a fairly standard chariot match. birdup looking for a nice side clear on those yellows, but having to delay it by 1. And unfortunately runs out of material right at the end. 1 chain short.
Yeah.
And then gets iced.
Absolute robbery.
Yeah, that's gotta be a tough one to swallow, especially after it also happened earlier today. Alright. Not getting the ice clear with the power orb slowed him down a little bit, but that green clear was enormous.
Ooh, yeah.
Following it up with another very nice blue clear as well. birdup really just does have this pattern totally figured out. Fantastic side chain with the yellow clears to round out those last 20 or so orbs. birdup doing a very good job of sneaking in the double clears everywhere he can. That extra efficiency is just really going to be necessary against a player like Wampa, who just moves so fast. I think birdup might have missed a column there. On those red orbs, and I think that threw him off his pace. There we go. birdup pulling up enough to get the red power up. That's the exact one I was talking about earlier. That didn't show up because Neither player pulled up the full board. Sitting pretty comfortably on a lead here. Just doesn't want to overchain too much.
Okay. Birdup's still swinging.
Alright, we've got the round 5 ice, and birdup has a very clean start. I really liked the way he handled the ice on the left. And now he is all the way at the bottom, and that means he is into Chariot's pattern. Oh, does a great job saving those yellow orbs to get the huge match. Unfortunately, the ice melts, but turning it into green is usually pretty okay. Does not prove to be much of a setback. That being said, though, quota is neck and neck, and losing this would be a tough pill to take. Oh, 5 quota. Are we gonna see Sun? I don't think we've seen Sun yet.
No, we've seen Sun.
Oh, have we? Okay.
Yep. Star. We've also seen Star.
Yep. Star and Chariot, almost identical patterns. Notable for having those fun L-shapes of L-shape 3 matches. And the yellow... Wow, birdup bringing that up all the way to the end. Trying to milk every last bit out of the pattern. And I think birdup was only 3 or 4 off quota, even though the counter hadn't updated yet. There's that big blue match. Oh! I think Quanpa just self-filed.
You know, this late into the game, this late into the night, we take those.
Tensions are high. The urge to get ahead of yourself and stack up more chains than the game wants you to accept is high. Ooh, birdup clearing this with red is going to make that middle section a little annoying to deal with for a little while. The yellow rolls in, corrects itself a little bit. Sniffs out the red match. Just really knowing which ice, or which color to take the ice with makes such a huge difference in this pattern. And birdup doing a great job counting to hit that quota almost perfectly.
Ooh. I think he whiffed the green there.
Quanpa seems to be cooking something, because he has a almost 30 quota lead on birdup right now. He just really manages to sneak, like, on a chain that most players would float so that they can make themselves time to extend by 1. Quanpa is just getting a double clear instead. He's just so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And his placements are so precise. Like right there, you just got a fantastic double clear. Oh! He pulls off the all clear trick. Let's see if it pays off. Nope. I respect the hustle, but unfortunately it did not pay off.
Sure, a certain someone in chat probably thinks this game is absolutely fantastic and not terrible for how that played out. Okay, Death.
For anyone who doesn't know about the all clear trick, if you throw a piece of ice onto a match that's clearing as it's clearing, and then pick it up before it goes away, the game freaks out and it just sequentially clears every color in the game on your board, and your board just empties out.
Very funny.
Oh, bird up drowning right there. Also, Wampa only one quota away. That being said, regarding the all clear glitch, all of the terms and conditions of all clears apply, which is if you get a sheet of ice on the top of your board, you're just instantly gonna die because there's nothing for you to match. Birdup is a little tangled up in. Well, I commentator's curse? Question mark. Just saying, Birdup was a little tangled up with the extra orbs that he was accumulating, but manages to steal that last round. Ooh, Wampa doing a great job delaying that yellow match so that it floats and clears the yellow underneath the other match instead of just having them both go off at the same time and stranding that yellow orb at the top. And then also just like piecing together a triple combo in midair.
Dang, if Birdup could have gotten the giant massive loser, that could have been the one shot I needed to win by quota.
Right, Birdup managed to get all the way down this pattern with a ice orb. Does not get the huge ice shot that you would have loved to see, but still puts him in a pretty decent position. Oh, the pivot? Oh no, there isn't another match.
Alrighty then. And with that, Wampa is your winner of the first of our Majidoro Masters 2 qualifiers. Thank you so much to everyone who participated tonight, and obviously, a little bit of a shout out to Birdup, who had just the God run on his side tonight. You know the deal.
Yeah, thank you. Quite a fun bracket. Lots of high-level matches. Obviously, I can't complain. I beat Rudolph finally in bracket. I bucked the Butts Demon as well.
Yeah.
So Wampa walking away with 15 big old points towards qualifying. Myself with 10, Rudolph with 7, Butts with 5, Susu and laml 3 each, and then Guckiwummpus and Scherzo rounding out our qualifying points earners with 1 apiece.
Hey,
so remember, you can earn points all the way through May. We're going to have a bunch more events. We'll promote them. The next one is Saturday, February 11th. It's a Saturday. It'll be streamed by me. You could join us then. Hopefully those in the EU, you don't have to be up past your bedtime, drinking 5 cups of coffee, and having your heart potentially pop out of your chest while you're playing in loser semifinals. So we'll keep grinding. Wampa, he finally I at least took a game, right? He hadn't dropped a game all day, so now he has dropped one. And I know Rudolph is going to be back stronger than ever. Same with everybody else in this top 8 and everybody who even, all our grinders in the bracket as well. So big shout outs to you guys. Big shout outs to Masa and Raspberryfloof running the back bracket from the back end. Deka, always holding it down on commentary, much appreciated. And
Glad
Juicy, You're on what? A couple hours of sleep? We're finally going to send you to bed.
Not quite yet. I gotta do
Not
our
quite
usual ad rolls. For January, that was a wrap for our first Majidoro Masters 2 qualifiers. If tonight was not a good sign of there being a lot of fight in our top 8, our brackets in general, anything can still happen. So check that out. We'll be back with another qualifier on our end in about March. So, January 14th, Saturday, we are doing a lobby night for Senno. If you've been around, Senno was, I think, like the second big game that we really memed into existence. Color Thief in particular has always been an advocate for it. It's a very silly pipe game, except, it decides to go against any logic that a pipe game would have, and all the meta is based around the fact that it has an anti-single clear measure that you can chain endlessly off of, which turns the entire game and how it's supposed to be played sideways. We'll teach you that. We'll do VOD reviews. We will do friendlies. So just hang out with us. We're going to keep it pretty chill. And we're going to be using a lot more lobby nights over 2023 as a chance to really ease people into learning games that they may not have played without the pressure of hopping straight into bracket. On the 18th, 8:30 p.m. EST, we are doing Poochie Carrot. If you have not played Poochie Carrot, it's like what if Breakout was competitive. It's got a lot of character, a lot of charm, and aim good. I believe in you. You can aim good. On the 25th, we are doing the other Breakout style game with Ghost Lop. You got Ikaruga in my Breakout. You got Breakout in my Ikaruga. You can polarity swap the ball in this game. It leads to a lot of weird situations. But, very fun game. Technically, if you're a deep cutter, this was in Magical Drop 5. If you want to remember that one.
That old daddy.
There was a Magical Drop 5?
Well, we didn't get to 6 from nowhere. Hate to break it to you.
We rounded up.
I thought 6 was 3, 2, so 3 times 2 is 6.
There we go.
No one. We don't do math here. And to wrap up January. It's not listed on here, but we do have Puzzle King's version of Tetris. It has some really violent ideas about how Tetris garbage should be determined. Check it out. We're going to have a good time with that. Raz, do you have the date on that one again for me?
That is Saturday, January 28th.
All right. So I believe with that, that's all of our January announcements, and I'm going to see if we have a puzzle friend to raid.
Can I just ask, when is Pequeña lobby night?
Soon. I've really enjoyed Pequeña. Not going to
Play
lie.
that game again.
It was a great game. had an awesome time in that bracket.
I think that's one of the few times that you've actually shown up for like a non-magical drop or money thing. So, love it.
I love little penguins. You can't get enough of them.
Amelia has also mentioned in the chat that our friends over at Dr. Mario Championship are running their monthly checkup on the 17th of January, right before our Poochie Carrot bracket.
Okay. Cool. Throw a link to that in chat. I'm not seeing anyone that we can raid right offhand, so unless Amelia has a last minute suggestion for me, I think we're going to call stream here.
I'm just putting that January 25th Ghost Lop into my calendar.
You should. Next time someone wants to play Magical Drop 5 with you, you're prepared.
There you go. I've never played it myself. I got spared.
Deka will tell you stories.
I still have the game, but I have never actually attempted to play it.
Which
My
game?
question-
Magic Drop 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, ACMLM is playing Dr. Mario Turbo right now.
Okay, that's
Just one final question for the stream here before you jump. What was if Senna was the second game you memed into existence? What was the first?
He's not playing that.
It's on the very lighter end of it, but Pack Attack was one of the first games that we really talked into. There's something to this.
Okay.
Twitch was lying to me. He wasn't playing Dr. Mario. That was the last time he streamed.
I hate it. I'm gonna generic search up Tetris, and we're gonna go for the first raider on that. Raid message is always gonna be Funny Wario. Sorry, we have a brand.
Thank you, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you at the next Magical Drop stuff and at future Puzzle Wednesday things.
Alright, we're gonna go raid.
It's always nice having you, birdup.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, you guys have a good night.